Hi everybody, Chris Jones here, and today we're going to go over which bar and which lens to select when using your Pro HD Headcam system. Now here you can see footage from the 4mm lens on the short bar. This is generally our default choice. Notice how there's some room on the sides of the helmet and the face sits framed nicely in the image. So here you'll see a 2.9mm wide lens on a short bar. This is a configuration you'll use with people with large heads and large faces. Here's an example of the long 5mm lens on the short bar. This is not recommended. You're cutting off the sides of the actor's face in the image, and if they open their jaw, you're going to be cutting their jaw off as well. Here we see a 4mm lens on a long bar. Notice the lack of distortion. We also see the face is smaller in the frame, so we're not utilizing as much of the frame as we could. Yet for someone with a large head or large face, this would probably be the optimal animator view. So here's an example of the 2.9mm wide lens on a long bar. This is not a recommended configuration. As we can see, the face is very small in the frame. Here we have an example of the 5mm long lens on a long bar. This will be your most animator-friendly view as it has the least amount of distortion. So now that we've seen what lens bar combos look like when we're actually viewing the image, let's talk about the bars themselves for a little bit. I want to talk about the short bars versus the long bars, the hoops versus the single arms. Now here we've got the short bar and the long bar. First thing is you're going to have a little less wobble with the short bars versus the long bars. The obvious choice is that the long bar, while it gives a better view for the animators because we've got less distortion because we're not as close, it does extend the camera out in front of the actor a little farther. So if they're going to be interacting with other actors or props or set pieces, you've got that little extra bit of distance that they might get hung up on. Now the hoop versus the single arm, the hoop kind of cuts across the actor's eye line because it's going to come across like this, whereas the single arm drops down and out of the eye line, so the periphery is more open and it's more natural for the actor. The big bonus you get for using the hoop is how stable it is. If the actor is going to be knocking into things, knocking into other actors, if it's a stunt piece, we recommend using the hoop strictly for the stability factor that having the two tie points gives you. So when I was deciding on all the different lenses and bars to include in the kit, I didn't include this many choices to try to make it confusing. I included this many choices because there are so many different capture scenarios you come across when trying to do performance capture. Most people will find one lens bar combo and stick with it through the duration of a shoot. Many people have to change on a situation by situation basis. It's really up to you. We recommend sticking with one lens, one distance combo, especially if you're going to be doing batch processing. The best thing to consider when using Faceware software with the performance capture is consistency is key. Whatever you can do to maintain the lighting, the framing, the focus throughout the duration of your shoot for that same actor, the better. Thanks for watching.